Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Buzz, a Championship Sunday edition. And by the time you're watching this, either I'm going to look like a real idiot or a fan of a team that's going to the Super Bowl, and I certainly hope it is the latter. I am TJ Walker, joined at Zaxby's on Fern Valley Road by Trevor Kelsey. I don't think the Eagles are playing today.
Still got to give hope for the team. Just so it's support.
You never know. Maybe there'll be some cancellations
even
and some
the team
forfeits.
they lost to's been eliminated thanks to your backers. So.
That's true. That's true.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do when your team gets beat? You go for the team that beat them? Is that what some people do? I've never been that guy.
One thing, it's weird you bring this up. No, I don't have anything like that. But one thing
some people do, hey, at least we lost to the champion.
One thing that I do every NCAA tournament is find the team that lost to the champion, that lost to the team in the Final Four, that lost to the team in the Elite Eight, that lost to the team in the Sweet 16, to the round of 32, to the 64. There's one team that lost to the team, 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 that lost to the team.
Whose nephew was the cousin of a guy.
It's not as fun to do in the NFL playoffs. It doesn't go as far. But right now, the Eagles, so what would have to happen? The Packers would have to lose, and then the 49ers would have to lose in the Super Bowl for the Eagles to be the ultimate loser.
I thought we were going to be the ultimate winner in this situation.
No, you'd be
but
the
how do
ultimate
we become the
loser
ultimate winner?
in that situation? You know the ultimate winner is the area basketball teams in the state.
Yes.
6 teams in Kentucky won yesterday, and the biggest, obviously, Kentucky and Louisville. Trevor Kelsey,
huge.
He is my producer for Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio, which is 7 to 9 Monday through Friday. If you want to not look at us but listen to our sports takes, which we couldn't blame you for.
It's our better versions.
If that's the direction that you choose to go. But Trevor, I know Louisville got the bigger win. He's a Cards fan. I'm a Cats fan. We're going to start with Kentucky, though.
That's all right.
Because that's what we're going to do.
They got the win.
But
they went on the road.
It is. Louisville got the bigger win.
Yeah.
We will come to that. We will talk about their win over Duke. It's the only time, I don't want to say that I'm rooting for Louisville, but I don't mind if Louisville wins because I cannot stand Duke. So well done there, buddy.
Who else is in that category with Duke, by the way?
Probably the Indiana Hoosiers.
I was going to say, and they won too this weekend.
They did win.
They got to win.
They beat Nebraska ball.
Yeah.
Which, good for them.
Who I turned it on, and as a sports person, I probably should be ashamed that I forgot Fred Hoiberg was in Nebraska.
I forget about that.
I turned it on. I was like, "Where's 10 miles?" Yeah. I was like, "Where's that dude?"
Because 10 miles had been there for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And every year they're like
gone.
a bubble team. They're maybe kind of okay.
Yeah, they were always 500. He was entertaining. He was always good on Twitter. I mean.
They have a month where maybe they're decent at basketball. Anyways, let's talk about the Cats. Coming off a shocking and somewhat embarrassing loss to South Carolina in one of the wonkiest games of basketball I've ever seen. And it's almost the same story against Arkansas. They get up big. They look good. The game's sloppy and ugly, and the refs try to muddy it up as much as they can, but Kentucky still has a comfortable lead going into the half. And then they even extend that lead in the second half and have a double-digit lead. And what do you know? Arkansas storms back. John Calipari gets tossed. You're out of here, John Calipari. And then after
we got a week to discuss whether that was on purpose or not.
And I know that we're going to. We're going to start today talking about that a little bit. And then Kentucky gets down by 4 at Arkansas. The crowd is going wild. A sellout crowd. Nick Roush, my co-host of Kentucky Roll Call, he's there in the building. He's probably crying.
He's still there, I think. I don't know if he got out.
He may have not made it out alive. There's a bunch of feral hogs down there. But Kentucky responds without their head coach. Kenny Payne takes over. They go to a zone, and UK comfortably wins. They don't sweat it out at the end. I guess we got to talk about first John Calipari getting ejected. Was it calculated? Was it on purpose? Was it the right call by the officials? Was it the right call by John Calipari?
Yes, and yes.
Across the board.
He will, I'm sure, deny it. And I mean, I didn't listen to the post game, so I'm sure he did deny it, or if he did do it post game, I don't know if he can because of the ejection.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, I don't know if he's allowed to because of it. But regardless, I'm sure he'll deny it. But not since like Norman Dale and Hoosiers, as someone like begged to be thrown out at that point. He wasn't even screaming. Now, I understand he'd probably been – Arkansas, I know Kentucky fans were losing their mind on Twitter over the flops. Yes. Arkansas was smart. They know Kentucky loves to run those curls. They were taking advantage of it, trying to get into the officials.
And you're the home team.
Yeah, I mean,
college officiating when you're at home versus on the road is night and day. And honestly, if you're a home team and you're not taking advantage of it, then that's on you.
They do. I mean, Musselman knew that. He knows what
Yes.
Kentucky liked to do. He told his players not to the degree of, Emilio Estevez telling, kids to hold their eye and fall to the ground like in Mighty Ducks. But, he was telling them, listen, when you're coming around that curl, EJ likes the little bump, make them know that they're doing it. And the refs were seeing it. Cal was not happy about it, but, it is what it is. And I think finally, of all the things, when he did get ejected, it probably was a foul. He did move on the pick, but if that wasn't the point of him being ejected. That was, all that gathered up together. And he was so calm. The first one, the tech I get. The second one, he seemed so calm And the fact that no player on his team, no official, like, and they pointed this out in the game, no assistant coach tried to come and calm him down. That's me. I get to see him going up to that the white ref. I can't remember who it was. It was between him and the other guy.
Yes.
And looking at him and going, throw me out. Just throw me out. He's like, Coach, are you sure? I got to put the whistle back in my mouth. He's like, toss me. He's like, you want some toss? And they both put the whistle out and said, bye.
I don't have.
And he left.
I honestly was going to ask you because I didn't get. Everybody was like, "That was the calmest technical. What the hell? Why would they kick him out?"
He wasn't overly calm. But
he was over the midcourt line, and they were telling him to get back, and he refused to get back.
Yes.
I don't blame him for getting tossed. I don't blame the officials for getting tossed. I think I could talk for 6 hours about the issues of college officiating in college basketball. It's a major issue.
They would close Zaxby's before you were done.
Now, that being said, first off, how dorky was it that they looked like synchronized swimmers teeing them up at the same time and tossing them at the same time? It literally was like the exact same. I felt like I was watching Swan
They
Lake.
both had to put their whistle back in their mouth like to do it too.
And then before they even got there, the white bald official, he puts the whistle in his mouth and he says, "Oh, one more thing, I'm going to get you."
Ball.
And then he even stops for a second, and then the other official comes in and he's the one that tosses him. And it almost seems like that bald guy was like, "Oh, I don't want to be alone here, so I'm going to do it too." I was going to do it myself. Officials are dorks, and it's really the only way around it. They are dorks.
Aren't we all dorks?
I was a little bit.
I'm a dork.
I'd be slightly embarrassed to be right now a college basketball official. I don't mind them teeing John Calipari up. I don't mind them kicking him out. He was past the line. But have a conversation with the dude. Talk with him. Hear his gripes. And then the thing, all John Calipari wanted was them to go to the monitor and check the flops. One of the times it seemed like they did, and they still didn't call it a flop, which was outlandish.
Yeah,
and then the second one, they didn't even go to it. Like, you have that rule in place to check flops to do it, or at least hear him out. I hate officials that think they're above talking to their constituents.
I don't know if that was, and that was probably the wrong play to maybe like make your gripe about go to the monitor, because I don't think that was a monitor play on that exact one.
Okay, that's fine.
But
there were others.
But again, this was accumulation.
But at least have a conversation with
him.
him.
Game.
Tell him why you're not going to the monitor. Say, hey, we can't do it here because of this. It's just officials sometimes turn their back. I think it was almost, who was it? TV Teddy with the player who literally turned his back last year and got suspended because of it. Stuff like this continues to happen, and it's an issue.
And you know, it's just a question to me after a while watching the game. And now I didn't see, because the game overran, and I flipped over to ESPN News to watch the Louisville game, so I didn't see what the last minute of game time, why it took 12 minutes to do. I kept flipping
Kentucky got a technical.
Is that what it was?
Emmanuel quickly got a technical as Arkansas was trying to
I
foul
flip
him
over
to send
and I
him
see
to the
him at the
line.
monitor, and I see him talking. I'm like, I don't
They said
care.
he turned his elbow and got a guy in the face, and he got a technical for it.
But what made me curious was what ejection you think was more important to Kentucky's victory? Was it Cal, or was it Montgomery doing the best he could for the team by fouling out and getting off the damn court and let Nick Richards come in and that turned that game around right then and there? The whole time I'm thinking, why is Nick Richards? And this is me here. This is me asking why is Nick Richards on the bench? Because I've been flipping a little around.
Sure.
And I figured, okay, maybe he has 3 fouls. You know, they mentioned EJ has 3 fouls, 4 fouls. Maybe he has 3 fouls. He comes in, they go, he has 1 foul. Why was he on the bench? EJ Montgomery is, listen, as hard as I've been on Nick Richards, EJ Montgomery's worse. He's not any better.
Well, it's not even comparable. And don't slander Nick Richards. Another nice game for Nick Richards.
And he was.
Almost
and
a double-double.
That's why I'm curious. Why was he not playing more minutes at that time? EJ fouling out was the best thing to happen to them.
Well, I want to talk about that, Trevor. I want to talk a lot more about this Kentucky game. I want to talk about Duke Louisville, but I'm starving. We're here at Zaxby's. I'm going to go get a bite real quick, and we'll be back here on the Sports Buzz.
Have a fry.